So let's make a graph. We're going to make a line graph, go through the steps. Now you can see that your location isn't filled in yet. So we're going to do the graph before we pick the location, and then you'll pick your location and get your data for wherever you think you might want to move to and see how they compare. So that'll be a different video. For this video, we're still going to highlight everything. So we'll go through the steps together. First step is we're going to highlight all of the information that we want to graph. And then we will just click Insert, Chart. And Google Sheets tries to make the graph that it thinks you want. Now, this is the wrong graph. Okay, this is a bar graph. It's trying to compare data, except we're seeing how data changes over time. And then we're going to compare over time how they compare to each other. So anytime something's over time, you're showing a change. If you're showing one thing changing, like the temperature of Miami or the temperature of Rome, you need a line graph. So to change your chart type, you'll click there and just click the line graph and it automatically changes it for you. So it's already really close. Everybody's might not look exactly the same. Okay, but if you do that step now, they should look very similar to each other. You can see that the key is already there, which is really nice because our lines are labeled. Now there's a couple of other things that we want to do to make a line graph really good. First thing, if we double click over here, our vertical axis doesn't have a label. Okay, so to change our label, we go to Setup, and we go to, can I get my face out of the way here? Move out of the way, Mr. Spado. Let's see if I just close me out, see what happens. All right, so now I can see. So let's see, customize, chart and axis title. So we click on chart and axis title under customize, and now we can label some things, okay? The chart title, this is average temperatures. But you don't want to be too specific with the chart title. It should be a general thing. So if we add more to it, the chart title shouldn't change. So if I put average high temperature of Rome in Miami, it wouldn't be good because my graph would be locked in. Next thing I want to do is I want to label this. What are those numbers? I know that it's degrees Fahrenheit, but you need everything labeled. So if I click this chart and I change to vertical axis title, now I can say that that is temperature in Fahrenheit, and it labels it for me, and I type it in. So it's all labeled really nicely. Okay. The last thing that I want to do, just to make my graph a little bit better, if I double click on my y-axis there, do you see how it goes from 0 to 100, but the lines don't actually go that high or low? On my vertical axis right here, I just change my minimum and maximum value. So if I double click right here, my numbers don't get below 25 and it doesn't look like they get over 90. So I'm going to change it to 25 and 90. Now my chart is zoomed in way more so I can see the changes a lot better. And everything is there now. So that's how you go through and make a graph. Sometimes everything, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out just perfect, and one person's might be different than another person's, and if you have questions, just ask me and we'll get those figured out. But those are the different components of a good looking graph that you should have to make a line graph.